I never thought I'd pull a gun on my own husband in the middle of Fifth Avenue traffic. But there I was, finger trembling on the trigger, screaming at him to drop the knife he'd raised over the man bleeding out on the sidewalk, the stranger I'd just saved from a hit-and-run that wasn't an accident at all. The cops' sirens wailed closer. But in that frozen second, I realized the betrayal wasn't just his, it was ours. A decade of lies I'd swallowed like cheap bourbon. All because I'd taken the fall for his family's dirty little secret back when we were kids in that Rust Belt town nobody talks about anymore. And as the rain mixed with his blood on my hands, wait.
No.
That wasn't rain. It was the ink from the confession letter I'd found in his pocket. The one naming me as the patsy for a murder he'd pinned on me to protect his golden boy ass. I knew this was only the beginning of the revenge that would burn our world to the ground.
God.
New York in December is a bitch on heels. The kind of cold that seeps into your bones like regret, turning your breath into ghosts that haunt the canyons of steel and glass. I was already running late, 30 minutes. To be exact, for the dinner with the Hargroves, my in-laws. The ones who'd made it crystal clear from day one that marrying their son didn't buy me a seat at the family table. It just meant I got to pour the wine. Ethan had texted me 3 times. "Where are you?" Mom's asking. As if I gave a damn about Evelyn Hargrove's purse-slip inquiries. But I did. In that twisted way you care about venom when it's the only family you've got left. I'd left the apartment early. Or so I thought. Slipping into this slinky black number that hugged my curves like a bad decision. Silk from some boutique in Soho that cost more than my first car. Caroline Whitaker.
Nobody from nowhere.
Playing dress-up for the 1%ers. Ethan swore this dinner was casual. Just a pre-holiday thing to smooth things over after last year's blow-up. When I dared to suggest their charitable foundation was more tax dodge than heart. But I knew better. The Hargroves didn't do casual. They did power plays wrapped in crystal stemware and passive-aggressive toasts. The cab was crawling up Park Avenue when it happened. A screech of tires. A thud that rattled my teeth. And the world tilted. The driver swore something in Spanish I didn't catch and slammed on the brakes. Up ahead, a body sprawled in the crosswalk. Dark coats splayed like broken wings. Blood pooling under the sodium glow of the streetlight. Hit and run. Prime time in the city that never sleeps but always kills. Jesus. Lady. You see that? The cabbie muttered, his eyes wide in the rear view. Horns blared. A symphony of impatience. People on the sidewalk froze. Phones out. But no one moved. Classic New York, tragedy as spectator sport. I was out the door before I could think, the chill biting through my stockings. Call 911. I yelled at no one in particular, dropping to my knees beside the guy. Mid-40s, maybe, with salt and pepper stubble and a face carved from hard years, lines like fault lines waiting to crack. His leg was twisted wrong, pants shredded, but the blood was from a gash on his head, slow and steady. Hey, can you hear me? Stay with me. His eyes fluttered, locking on mine.
Gray.
Stormy. Like Lake Erie on a bad day.
Car. Oh. Line.
The whisper was ragged, but it hit me like a gut punch. No way. Not here. Not now. Jack. My voice cracked. Jack Riley. The ghost from my Buffalo childhood. The kid who'd shared his lunch when mine was mystery meat and IOUs. The one who'd vanished after that night, the night everything went to hell. He nodded, wincing, and gripped my hand. Weak, but desperate.
They
found me. Hargrove. Ethan. Don't let Sirens in the distance. I glanced back at the cab, meter ticking like a bomb. Dinner was in 20. But Jack's eyes, pleading, terrified, pinned me. Hold on, I said, pressing my scarf to his wound. Help's coming. The ambulance arrived in a blur of red lights and efficient hands. Paramedics swarmed, barking questions I half-answered. Hit and run. 5 minutes ago. Conscious but fading. They loaded him up, and I climbed in after, ignoring the cabbie's honk and my phone's insistent buzz. Fuck the Hargroves, I thought. This is family. At the ER, it was chaos wrapped in fluorescent hate, beeps and moans, and the stink of bleach masking despair. I paced the waiting room, nursing a styrofoam coffee that tasted like regret, while Jack got stitched and scanned. Broken femur. Concussion. Internal bruising. The cop who took my statement was a bored uniform named Kowalski, scribbling notes like it was Tuesday. You know the Vic?
Old friend, I lied.
Because how do you explain a lifetime in one sentence? Jack Riley wasn't just a friend. He was the loose end I tied off with my own blood. 2 hours ticked by. Ethan's texts escalated. This is important.
Caroline.
Dad's flying in from DC. Then calls. I let them go to voicemail, my thumb hovering over the screen like it was a trigger. Finally, a nurse emerged. He's stable. Asks for you. Jack's room was dim, monitors humming like judgmental insects. He looked smaller under the sheets, but his eyes sharpened when I sat. You saved my ass.
Carl.
Again. Don't, I said, voice low. What the hell happened out there? He shifted, grimacing. That car, it wasn't random. Black Lincoln. Plates from upstate. Hargrove plates. He spat the name like it burned. Ethan's family. They've been hunting me for years. My stomach dropped. The Hargroves, old money from Buffalo's steel mills, transitioned seamlessly to Wall Street vultures. Ethan's dad, Senator Hargrove, the silver fox with the killer smile and the lobbyist Rolodex. Evelyn, the ice queen who volunteered at soup kitchens but never touched a ladle. And Ethan. My Ethan, with his easy charm and promises of forever. Why? I whispered, though I already knew. That night, 15 years ago, in the abandoned warehouse by the waterfront. We were 18, dumb and invincible me, Ethan,
Jack,
and a girl named Mia. Party gone wrong. Too much Boone's Farm and bad choices. Mia OD'd, or so we thought. But it wasn't pills. It was the roofie Ethan slipped her because she laughed at his joke too hard, said no to his advance.
Panic set in.
Jack and I tried to save her CPR. Calls to 911 that never went through because the line was dead. Ethan freaked. Smashed the phone. By the time help arrived, Mia was gone. And the blame? It landed on me. The outsider. The girl from the trailer park. Accidental overdose, the cops ruled. But whispers said manslaughter. I took the plea, community service, sealed records, to keep Ethan's future intact. Jack vanished. Witness protection, or just running scared. And I buried it. Married the golden boy when he came crawling back years later, whispering apologies in the dark. They're cleaning house, Jack rasped. I got proof, Mia's journal. Emails. Ethan's dad paid to bury it deeper. But I was going to go public. Tonight was supposed to be my meet with a reporter. My phone exploded. Ethan.
Now.
I answered, forcing calm. I'm at the hospital. Car accident. I'll be there soon. Jesus.
Caroline.
We're at Le Bernardin. Everyone's here.
Just.
Get here.
Click.
I hung up, heart pounding. You can't stay here. They'll finish it. Jack's grin was weak. Feral. Then help me.
Caro.
One last time. I nodded. Because what else could I do? Betrayal's a slow poison. But revenge? That's the antidote. Bitter as it burns. We slipped out the back, me signing bogus discharge papers. Him on crutches I'd borrowed from supply. The city swallowed us. A maze of alleys and Ubers that smelled like wet dog. I dropped him at a no-tell motel in Hell's Kitchen. Cash from my emergency stash, $500 that could have bought Evelyn's forgiveness.
Lay low, I said.
I'll get the proof. Then we end this. He pulled me close, breath hot on my neck. You were always the brave one. Don't let him break you again. Back in another cab. Makeup ruined. Dress wrinkled. I raced downtown. 2 hours late. The restaurant loomed like a cathedral of excess, valets in livery. Doormen with eyes like appraisers. I straightened my spine. Caroline Whitaker, the trophy wife with teeth. Inside, the Hargrove table was a tableau of restrained fury. Ethan rose, face a mask of concern that didn't reach his eyes. Babe, what happened? Helped a guy who got hit, I said, sliding into my seat. Evelyn's gaze raked me, judgment in pearls. Senator Hargrove, portly and paternal, patted my hand. Heroic suit you,
dear.
But timing. The sommelier poured, and toasts flowed, holiday cheer laced with barbs. Ethan's foot nudged mine under the table. A silent later. But as the foie gras arrived, my phone buzzed. Anonymous text, check the alley.
Now.
Excusing myself, bathroom, migraine, I slipped out the service door. There, in the shadows, a flash drive taped under a dumpster. Jack's doing, or a trap. I pocketed it, pulse racing, and returned to smiles that felt like knives. That night, in the penthouse overlooking Central Park, Ethan was all apologies and hands, drawing me a bath, whispering how he'd make it up. But as he slept, I plugged in the drive. Files unfolded like a house of cards, emails from Ethan's dad to fixers, payoffs to Mia's family, and a video, grainy,
damning. Me.
Performing CPR on Mia. Ethan's voice off camera, she did it. Blame her. The betrayal hit fresh. A gut wrench to the soul. I'd carried that weight for him. Lost scholarships. Jobs that ghosted me post-arrest. All for his Harvard law degree. His Senate internship.
His life. And now,
they were coming for Jack to tie the last knot. I deleted the files. Or so Ethan would think. Copied them to the cloud. My secret server from freelance coding days. Dawn broke gray and unforgiving. Time to play the game. The next morning, Ethan was all golden retriever, coffee in bed, kisses on the shoulder. That boyish grin that had hooked me back in college. Last night was rough.
Huh.
Mom's over it. Dad says you're a saint for playing Good Samaritan. He said it light. But his eyes flicked to my phone on the nightstand, like he could smell the treason brewing. I smiled, sipping the latte he'd frothed just so. Oat milk, 2 pumps vanilla, because he remembered the little things. Or pretended to. Yeah.
Well.
Saints get canonized eventually. We laughed. But mine was hollow, echoing the void where trust used to live. As he showered, steam fogging the glass like secrets, I texted Jack, "File secure." "What's next?" His reply, "Meet at the pier. Noon. Bring fire." The pier, Battery Park, where ferries chugged to Statue Liberty like pilgrims to penance. I told Ethan I had a client lunch, freelance graphic design gigs that paid for my independence. The escape hatch I'd never pulled. He bought it, or acted like he did, kissing me goodbye with lips that tasted like lies. Downtown. The wind off the harbor whipped my coat like a flag of surrender. Jack waited by the railing, crutch propped, a duffel at his feet. He looked better, color in his cheeks, fire in his gaze. Caro. We hugged awkward, bones and history pressing close. "You look like hell," I said, pulling back. "Feel like it. But free." He unzipped the bag, more files. Hard copies yellowed with age. Mia's journal. Scrawled in looping script, "Ethan scares me. Says he'll make me famous if I say yes." Photos, us kids, arms slung, innocent as summer. And a ledger. RevengeStories payoffs to silence witnesses. "This goes public." "They're done," Jack said. But Ethan sniffing. "Sent goons last night. 2 suits who asked about a dame in black at the ER." My blood chilled. "We leak it smart. Reporter first, then social blast. Make it viral." He nodded, but hesitation flickered. "You sure? This torches your life." "My life." I laughed bitter. "It's been ash since Buffalo." We plotted over street hot dogs, mustard heavy. The way Jack liked, watching tourists snap selfies with Lady Liberty, oblivious to the rot beneath. I'd handle the digital drop. He had a contact at the post. By 3, I was back uptown, paranoia prickling my neck. Every black SUV was theirs. Every glance a threat. Ethan was home early, tie loose, scotch in hand. "Missed you." He pulled me to the couch, nuzzling my neck. "Tell me about the accident, guy." "You okay?" "Fine," I murmured, body betraying mind as his hands wandered. "Just some nobody. Legs busted. But he'll walk." He tensed, subtle. "Nobody."
Huh.
Cabby said he called you by name. Ice in my veins. Old habit. Knew a Jack back home. Ethan's smile didn't waver, but his grip tightened. Buffalo Jacks are a dime a dozen. Like Caros. He kissed me then, deep and possessive. And I let him, because knowledge is power. But surrender is camouflage. Dinner was takeout Thai, pad CEW for him. Green curry for me, eaten cross-legged on the floor like broke students. He talked shop, a merger at the firm. Whispers of dad's next bill. Anti-corruption irony not lost on me. I nodded, laughed, played the doting wife. But under the table, my foot traced his calf. Distraction while my mind mapped escape routes. That night, as rain lashed the windows like accusations, I slipped into the study. Laptop glowed accusing. Files open. I drafted the email to the reporter, anonymous. Encrypted, attaching everything but the video. Hargrove Ayres' deadly secret, manslaughter cover-up exposed. Send? My finger hovered. One click, and the empire crumbled. But Ethan's voice from the bedroom, "Babe, come to bed." I hit save, not send. Cowardice or strategy? Revenge isn't a sprint, it's a marathon of mindfucks. The days blurred into a tense tango. Jack went dark. Burner phone dead. Texts unread. I doubled security on the cloud. Installed trackers on Ethan's car via a shady app from my hacker days. Paranoia bloomed. A tale on the subway. A hang-up call at midnight. The Hargroves amped the charm, Evelyn inviting me to girls' lunch at Bergdorf's. Cooing over scarves that cost a kidney. You deserve nice things. Caroline. Ethan's lucky. Lucky.
Right.
I smiled, fingered silk, and pocketed her phone when she hit the powder room. Quick swipe for contacts. Texts. Nothing damning, but a thread to Yar. Eric Russo.
Fixé extraordinaire.
Buffalo Roots. Back home. Ethan was unraveling subtle. Late nights at the office. Scotch heavier. Question sharper. You seem distant. That guy's still on your mind. Just karma, I said, pouring his drink. We all got it coming. He laughed. But it died quick. Sex that night was frantic. Clawing him, claiming, me calculating. In the afterglow, he murmured, I love you.
Caro.
Always have. Even back then, the words slipped. Whiskey loose. His body stilled. Back when, I rolled away, feigning sleep. But dawn brought the hammer, a knock at the door. 2 detectives in cheap suits. Mrs. Whitaker? Need to ask about a John Doe at Bellevue. Deceased.
Jack.
My world tilted.
What?
Overdose. Pills. Note said to contact you. They showed it. Tell Caro, I'm sorry. The truth sets you free.
J.
I played shocked. Teary, Oscar-worthy. But inside, fury roared. Overdose? Bullshit. Autopsy would show. But time was theirs now. Ethan comforted me. Arms, iron bands. Tragic. You did what you could.
Did I?
Guilt gnawed. But rage sharpened it. That afternoon.
Alone.
I sent the email. No turning back. By evening, leaks hit anonymous tips to blogs. Whispers on Reddit's r/conspiracy. Hargrove's stock dipped 2%. Ethan's phone blew up. He paced, cursing. What the fuck is this? I shrugged. Innocent. Bad press. His eyes narrowed. You know something. The flip came fast, his hand cracking across my face. Ring slicing lip.
Bitch.
It was you. Blood welled.
Copper tang.
I touched it.
Stared.
Finally, he lunged. But I was ready, pepper spray from purse. Bought post-jack. He coughed. Blinded. And I bolted. Grabbing keys.
Phone.
The duffel I'd stashed. Out the door. Elevator plummeting like my marriage. But in the lobby. Waiting, Evelyn. Cool as cashmere. Caroline.
Dear.
Let's talk. Evelyn's town car idled curbside. A sleek predator in gunmetal gray. The driver, a slab of a man with a neck like a tree trunk, opened the door without a word. I hesitated. Spray can heavy in my fist. But her voice sliced through. Get in, or the police get the video. The real one. My blood froze. The video, not the grainy CPR, but the one I'd never seen. Jack's ace. I slid in, door sealing like a tomb. The partition rose, and we were alone in leather-scented silence. She regarded me like a flawed diamond, valuable, but flawed. You're more resourceful than I credited. Jack Riley. Nasty business. You killed him, I said flat. No question. Her laugh tinkled.
Champagne dry.
Overdoses happen. Desperate men make poor choices. She lit a cigarette, Turkish. Illicit, exhaling smoke like judgment. But you've stirred the pot. Ethan's devastated. The senator's furious. Good. The word tasted like victory.
Ash.
She leaned in, eyes arctic. Here's the play. Retract the leaks. We pay you $2 million. Wired clean. Vanish to wherever trailer trash dreams. Or we bury you. That plea deal? Unsealed. Manslaughter charges stick this time. Trailer trash. The old slur. Dusted off. I met her gaze. You think money fixes murder? Mia was a tragedy. Collateral. Ethan was young. Impulsive. You covered for him love.
Was it?
Or ambition. Her nail tapped my knee. Join us properly. Caroline. Or fall. The car hummed through Midtown. Lights streaking like accusations. I thought of Jack's note. His plea. Freedom. But Evelyn's offer dangled. Escape. Yes. But chains gilded. Pull over, I said. She arched a brow. Refusing grace? Offering poison. The car stopped at a light, Times Square blaze. Tourists oblivious. I sprayed the driver through the partition glass. Chaos erupting. Horns.
Shouts.
I tumbled out. Into the neon maw. Evelyn's curses fading. Running now, heels ditched in a gutter. Feet pounding pavement. Subway stairs.
Token swipe.
A train rattling to Brooklyn. Safe house, a walk-up in Bed-Stuy. Sublet under a fake name. Stocked for doomsday. There. I uploaded everything, the video. Ledgers. Jack's confession audio I'd snagged from the drive. Live stream to WikiLeaks mirrors. Torrents seeding. By midnight, CNN looped. Hargrove scandal. Cover-up allegations rock political dynasty. Ethan called 50 times. Voicemails. Rage. Please.
Sobs.
Caroline.
Please.
It was one mistake. I love you. Delete. The senator's office issued denials, baseless smears from a disgruntled ex-employee. But the video aired uncut. Ethan's voice. Panicked. She forced the pills. Caro did it. Lies layered on lies. My plea deal cracked open. DA's office called at dawn. Questions. Not cuffs.
Yet.
Public split. Justice for Mia trending with Free Caroline. Protests outside Hargrove HQ. Feminists versus loyalists.
Me?
The villain or victim. Gray as the Hudson. I hold up. Burner buzzing with allies. Old Buffalo crew. Journalists hungry. But paranoia peaked. Shadows in alleys. Cars idling too long. On day 3, a break-in, door jimmied. Files rifled. Message scrawled in lipstick on the mirror. Come home. Or Jack wasn't the only loose end.
Mia.
They knew. Flight instinct screamed South Philly. Maybe. Or DC to confront the senator. But revenge whispered stay. Strike. I chose the latter. Hacking Ethan's email via phishing link I'd planted weeks back. Goldmine. Threads with Russo. Handle the wife. Discreet. Flight manifests. Evelyn to Buffalo. Family matters. They were tying ends. Mia's family, silenced, but alive. Grieving, perhaps vengeful. I drove, rental beater, cash to upstate, the old mill town decaying like forgotten promises. Snow fell soft, blanketing rust. The Riley house was boarded, but I knew the back way, cellar hatch under the oak. Inside, dust and despair. Jack's mom long gone, Dad drunk to death. Photos on the mantel, us kids, beaming. I pocketed one. Fuel for the fire. Russo's office was in a strip mall, private investigations. Neon flickering. I waited in the lot, ski cap low, as he lumbered out, overcoat bulging. Tail him or bait? Bait one. I followed at distance, his Escalade to a warehouse, the same one. Heart hammered. Inside, crates, echoes, voices. That the girl's onto us. Ethan's losing it. Senator Hargrove. Avuncular no more. Voice gravel. Russo grunted assent.
Ethan? Silent.
Or absent. I edged closer. Phone recording. End it clean. No more messes.
Mess.
Like me. Like Jack. Panic surged, run or rush. Foot slipped. Pebbles skittered. Silence fell. Who's there? Lights blazed. I bolted. But Russo was fast, tackle like a freight train. Pinned. Concrete biting knees. Well. The ghost. Senator emerged. Face thunder. Caroline. Dramatic. Justice, I spat. Struggling. He knelt. Breath Scotch sour. Family protects family. Your family. Was. Ethan's voice from shadows. He stepped forward. Eyes hollow. I did it for us. The flip, his hand extended. Not to strike. But help up. Come with me. We'll fix this.
Stockholm.
Or love's last lie. I took it, rising slow. Russo relaxed, mistake. Pepper spray to his eyes. Knee to groin. Chaos, grunts. Curses. I ran. Ethan's shout. Caro.
Outside.
Snow blinded. Car keys gone. Russo's pat down. Foot to the mill road. Lungs burning. Headlights pierced, not theirs. A pickup. Rust bucket. Swerve to stop. Get in. Mia's sister, Lena. Face scarred by grief. Eyes like coals. Saw the video. Knew you'd come. She floored it. Tires spinning. They paid us off. But Jack. He reached out. Said you were key. We ditched the truck in a diner lot. Piled into her Prius, untraceable. She swore. Back to the city. Plan forming. Congressional hearing subpoena. My testimony. But Ethan texted, meet me. Alone. Central Park. Bethesda Fountain. Midnight.
For old times.
Trap or truce? Lena urged no. He's poison, but the heart, stupid, stubborn, pulled. One chance. Midnight in Central Park is a lover's quarrel with the dark, paths silvered by moon, benches haunted by what-ifs. Bethesda Fountain loomed, angel poised in judgment. I arrived early. Hood up. .38 snub nose from Lena's glove box heavy in my pocket, unregistered. A buffalo heirloom. No spray this time. Stakes demanded teeth. Ethan waited by the water. silhouette sharp against ripples. No goons. No Evelyn. Just him. Hands in pockets. Breath clouding like confessions. Caro.
He turned.
Face gaunt, stubble shadowing jaw. Eyes red-rimmed. The boy from the warehouse. Stripped bare. I stopped 10 feet out. Hand loose but ready. Talk. He exhaled. Ragged. I fucked up. Everything.
Mia.
I was scared. Dad said cover it. Protect the name. You took the hit, God.
Why?
Love, I said. Acid. Your future.
Ours.
He stepped closer. Desperate. It is ours. Marry me for real, elope. New names. I leaked the denials. But I can flip. Testify against them. The flip, second verse. His eyes pleaded, but memory whispered. Knife to Jack's throat?
No.
That was the hit-and-run driver. But Ethan's plates. Liar. I drew the gun. Steady. You ran him down. He paled.
No.
Dad's man Russo. I found out too late. Please. Caro. Headlights pierced the trees. SUVs.
2.
Boxing us. Doors slammed. Russo. Evelyn. The senator, trio of doom. Guns out. Casual as umbrellas. End of the road. Sweetheart. Evelyn purred. .22 gleaming. Ethan whirled.
Mom?
What the? Family first. Darling. Senator's voice.
Come.
She's the threat. Betrayal redux. Ethan's face crumpled. You said we'd talk. Talk is for equals. Russo advanced. Pistol trained. Time fractured. Ethan's lunge, not at me.
But them.
No. Tackle on Russo. Scuffle. Gunshot cracked. Echo shattering night. Ethan down. Shoulder bloom red. Russo staggering. Shot wild. I fired. Instinct grazing Evelyn's arm. Pearl necklace scattering like teeth. Senator bolted for the car. Evelyn after. Screaming. Sirens wailed distant.
Closing.
I dropped beside Ethan, pressing my scarf to his wound. Why? Redemption, he gasped.
Hand on mine. For you.
Always. Ambulance lights bathed us. Paramedics swarming. Cops cuffed Russo, wounded.
Cursing.
Ethan stabilized. Loaded up.
Me?
Questioned endless. Self-defense, I said. Video from my phone, hidden cam and button, corroborated. Headlines exploded. Hargrove air shoots fixer in park standoff. Senator hold up. Evelyn hospitalized. Charges pending. My testimony trended, Caroline speaks. Mia's family forgave public. Private? Lena's hug said enough. But the divide deepened. Ethan's fans cried frame job. Mine hailed vigilante. Protests clashed, fists over facts. Was he hero or heel?
Me.
Avenger or accomplice? Weeks blurred. Hearings. Depositions. Senator resigned in disgrace. Evelyn lawyered to plea.
Ethan? Bail.
House arrest. Our penthouse. Ironic cage. He texted. Visit? I did. Glass partition. Like zoo animals. You saved me, he said. Bandaged.
Broken.
Did I? The video played in my mind, his voice.
Damning.
Or just delayed the fall? His laugh weak. Both. Marry me still. The question hung. Controversial as sin. Love's a drug. Withdrawal hell. The wedding was small city hall. Lena as witness. Snow dusting the steps like confetti from hell. No Hargroves. Ethan's folks rotted in Rikers. Evelyn's silk to orange. Senator's legacy, a punchline on late night. Ethan in a sling. Tux rumpled. Vows murmured soft. In sickness. In scandal. I said yes. Because why not? Twist of the knife or the heart. Rings exchanged. Cheap gold from a pawn shop. Sealing the pact. Late to the in-laws? We'd become them. Phoenix from ash. Honeymoon? Road trip west, Interstate 80. Endless plains mirroring my mind. Stops at diners. Motels with neon prayers. We talked really, for once. His confessions, the roofie impulse. Dad's grooming. My silence's chain. I hated myself more than you could. Mine, the rage. The gun's weight. Jack's ghost. You broke me. But I rebuilt sharper. Divided still, public. Trials dragged. Ethan's immunity for testimony. Mine dropped clean. Mia's foundation launched in her name, advocacy. Not atonement. Lena ran it. Fierce mama bear. Debates raged. Podcast wars. Was Caroline a hero or homewrecker? No, consensus. Just noise. Back in New York. New digs, Brooklyn brownstone. Anonymous. Freelance boomed. Ethan's book deal. Bloodlines, a son's reckoning. We parented ghosts. Therapy twice weekly. Nights tangled in sheets. Chasing absolution. But the twist lingered. Unspoken. One night. Post-argument. His temper flaring old. I found the letter in his wallet. Not confession. But proposal draft. Dated pre-Buffalo. Marry me.
Carl.
We'll burn it all down together. He'd plan the fall? Or romantic what if? Confronted. He crumbled. I wanted out. But Dad twisted it. Truth or lie. The eternal debate. I burned it. Ashes in the wind. Happy? Tragic? Gray? Like us. Years on. Gray streaks my hair. His too. Kids? None. Scars run deep. But dinner's now Lena's table. Toast's real. The stranger I helped? Saved us. In the end. Speechless?
Still are.
Who's right? Ask the mirror.